Hey, how's it going, friends? I'm Darkoburi the Collector, and for this week's video we're going to do an unboxing of Fullmetal Alchemist. For this week's video, we're going to have this Alphonse Elric from the Fullmetal Alchemist series. If you haven't seen it, I totally recommend it, and remember, there are actually two versions out there. The first version is just Fullmetal Alchemist, and then they released Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood, which, if you look here, is the piece we're going to open. It's the variant edition of Alphonse Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood, and it's truly an exceptional piece made by our friends at First Four Figures. If you take a look, the box is impressively tall, and honestly, the figure inside is going to be spectacular. Let's take a closer look at the box here. Honestly, it's really spacious. Here it says Alphonse Elric, which is the name of our character, and this is the definitive version. It was released in the gray version, and right now we're going to show you the silver version on the channel. So, let's check this out. As I was saying, the name is down here, Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. And honestly, when you watch the episode, at the end it would say Aniplex, which is the developer of this anime. On this side, we have the provider of the figure, which is First Four Figures. If you look here, it has the description of everything that happens in the Fullmetal Alchemist series, or at least the main part, where they are alchemists. They base their abilities on transforming one object into another, but they always say that to transform one object into another, you have to give something of equal value. That's the basic principle of alchemy. So, here we have our secondary hero, but still a main character, Alphonse Elric. And honestly, the main character of the series is Edward Elric, who is the brother. Really, you always see them together. Edward is short, and Alphonse always looks a bit bigger because he's a suit of armor. And Edward Elric always gets annoyed when people call him short, but when you see them both, honestly, Alphonse is impressively taller. And they also say, Alphonse is better at martial arts, but honestly, Edward is a prodigy when it comes to alchemy. Here at the bottom, it shows us the product number. Here it says 250, but honestly, they probably forgot and should have put a 0 here. It doesn't look like it's been erased, it doesn't look damaged, and I have piece number 483. If you go to the First Four Figures website, it says that the number of available pieces will be confirmed later. And its release date was in the third quarter of 2020. It's been out for a while now. In another video, I explained what happens with these figures, and I'm going to tell you about it. I couldn't do the pre-order for this one. Honestly, it slipped my mind. I wasn't interested. To be honest, it just didn't catch my attention. When I realized there was a gray and silver variant, the definitive Alphonse edition, I got on the waitlist and honestly I thought, well, there go a few dollars to get on the waitlist. Someone couldn't pay for their figure, and they told me, you take it. I paid for it and look, here it is for us to do this spectacular unboxing here on the Darkoburi channel. Now I'm just going to turn it around here to give us a little spoiler of what the figure is going to look like. It has some variation since it's a special edition. We're about to see it right now, directly in the box. And the most interesting thing, here is the alternate face Alphonse has when he gets nervous, and what matters most to us here is the transmutation circle he has on his head, which is when he takes off his helmet. And if you look, this is the symbol they have here. He's going to have it on his arm. It's just the figure. Let's take out the pieces, let's put it together. So stay with us as we continue here with Alphonse Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. And now I left you this part of the box. Why? Because it's super visual. Here we have another representation of our figure. Honestly, it's really awesome. Let's turn it around. Here we just have everything that's sealed here from the dry snow part, but the important part, and honestly, it's really heavy, is our card. We're going to take it out right now. I'll show it off to you live. Obviously, by the time the video comes out, I will have already registered it so it's officially recorded that it belongs to Darkoburi Alphonse Elric from Fullmetal Alchemist, Brotherhood. Now that we've removed the first part, which includes all these pieces, we're going to find what's the heaviest, which is our base. Let's take a look here at how the whole diorama of our base looks. Here we have a symbol of our alchemists, and all around it, if you notice, there are several inscriptions. But the most important part for us is this section down here. If you look closely, it still says there are 250 statues, but I have number 483. What could that mean? That there was a reissue of our Alphonse Elric. Why? Because maybe it was just way too popular. They didn't think it would sell out because of its size, so they released a reissue. Remember, this is the silver version. I'm still waiting for the gray edition to arrive. Here we have Alphonse's body. The piece will only rest on this part, right above the feet. If you look here, it's really simple. One is bigger than the other, and that's how our piece is assembled. Here, if you look, this is the full armor that our hero Alphonse has. If you notice, here are the openings for both arms, and here is where the opening for the heads will be. We got two alternate faceplates. If you look, here he looks nervous, with those more anime-style eyes, and this is the very serious look, ready to fight. The advantage, or the extra feature they added, is that it comes with some small batteries, so you can do this with your piece and, obviously, light up the eyes. Let's take a look inside here. Our friends at First Four Figures didn't forget the detail that this is the transmutation symbol made by his brother Edward. They try to bring a human back to life, which is forbidden for alchemists. When they bring their mother back to life, and they succeed, in quotes, at reviving her, Alphonse's body is taken away, because you can't get something in return without giving something of equal value in exchange. So, they take our little one, Alphonse, and Edward has his leg taken from him. He loses his leg. Dragging himself with the blood from his leg, he draws the transmutation symbol on the fallen armor and says, "Take whatever you want, my heart, my soul, my arm, anything else, but give me back my brother." And they take his arm. By sacrificing his arm, he manages to bring Alphonse's soul back and binds it to the armor. They can't get his body back at that moment, but he did revive his brother. And here we see that he has one of the arms. The box said it came with interchangeable arms, but I wanted to show them off because now we've reached the downside that we collectors face when a piece arrives. This part of the arm arrived broken. If you look closely, the armor that goes here on his left end is broken, and the part that hangs from Alphonse's arm armor also came broken. Now that we've taken the rest of the pieces out of the box, let's take a look. I've already removed this part from the diorama, because on the other side we got this beauty. Do you see it? Let's put it here, which is the part where our hero, Alphonse Elric, is fighting. And I kept thinking, why did they even include this if honestly no one is going to leave it on? This particular part is truly spectacular, with our brave hero Alphonse fighting against the formidable homunculus. Here we can see one of the eyes, the whole black structure. Here we have all the teeth, and over here we have another one of the eyes. Honestly, it's great for all of us who are still here watching the Darkoburi channel, because I got both pieces completely intact. We see this arm that came with several pieces, now ready to be assembled to create the Philosopher's stone effect, and on this other side, the arm came with an extra sword. So, the piece on this side is intact, there's no problem at all. Let's take a look here at the arm, which has what we could call the tattoo on the metal arm, symbolizing what the alchemists have. Let's put it on so our hero Alphonse Elric is complete. Let's attach his other arm so we can now move on to describing everything we need to see about our hero. This is how our figure will look. Let's take a look at it. It's spectacular. You can't really tell, but it's incredibly heavy. Stick around, because we're going to take a deep dive into all the details of our hero, Alphonse Elric. Let's look at the first thing. Here, the diorama was changed to add this base. It's the homunculus here, completely black, fighting against our Alphonse Elric. This part here really stands out, and if you look closely, like we mentioned, here's one of the eyes and it has red pupils. Everything here is completely black, except for the teeth, and if you notice, here's our alchemist fighting. We have our base with the alchemist symbol here, and now let's take a good look at our Alphonse. Here, if you look at the change of hand, he was holding a sword that bends completely here, almost at the tip, because of the fight he's having against our homunculus. I've already turned on the eyes for him. Honestly, the head wobbles because, as we saw, it only has a small support point so it can move like this. The two parts that came with it were one for each of the faces. Here we have the part that sticks out at the back of our Alphonse Elric. Classic for him, he has this pointy part here on the armor. The whole armor is completely rough. And if you look, here his chin is even squarer than Henry Cavill's. The entire back part of our hero's helmet is just like this, metallic, it's a battle helmet. Let's remember that it's a display armor. Let's do a close-up of the whole armor. If you look, the entire armor looks like it's been through quite a lot of battles. You can see all the marks all over it. Let's take a look here. The part that sticks out first from the chest, completely silver. Now here, the spikes on each of the shoulder pads. There are 3 spikes, and the part that supports them, which is meant to look like leather. On the back, too, the whole armor, if you look, is completely smooth in its silver color, with all these scratches that make it look like it's been in a fight. What I never liked about him is that it looks like he's wearing an apron. He's got an apron on the back, an apron on the front, held in place by these brown rings on both sides of his waist. Here on this side we have it, and we're also going to have it on the other side. Down here on the armor, in the part that connects the chest to the back, it's also brown, the leather part that armors had so they could be held together. And from there on, it's all this part here on the legs, spectacular and awesome, all of this that covered the quadriceps. The knee pads have spikes in case someone tries to get close to you, and then, all the way down, it's the entire foot area with a metal shoe. Again, we have 3 metal spikes sticking out on both feet. So, there are 3 here, if you look, 3 here on the foot, and there will be 3 on the shoulder. Here, what the armor has, in its simplicity, is that it will also have 3 on the elbows. And again, we see the details here. On the elbow, on both sides, there's the part that holds it, and it no longer looks like skin, it's gray in color. Now let's look at the battle scene where our hero Alphonse has his eyes lit up. Honestly, this detail is spectacular. He's holding the Philosopher stone in his hand as if he's crushing it, which is why all these jagged parts and the lightning bolts are sticking out. Honestly, it's brutal. If you remember the series, they were searching for the Philosopher's Stone because it was said that with the Philosopher's Stone you could perform all kinds of alchemy. So, what they were after was no longer bringing their mother back to life, but rather recovering Alphonse's body, which was completely lost in the first act of alchemy. And obviously, if they managed to recover Edward's arm and leg, that would be a bonus. Here I leave you the first 4-figure statue, Alphonse Elric in his definitive version, which is the silver version, for you here on the Darkoburi channel. And for this week's Darko Saludos, we send lots of greetings to Eric Samuel Weso Maya. Thank you so much for being a fan here with us on the Darkoburi channel. And if you like this video, leave us some comments. Let us know what you liked most about the Alphonse Elric figure. Everything you liked or didn't like, just leave some comments. Check out all our social media. You already know we're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and Medium. Go check out all our social media. Give us a heart, a like, share it, turn on notifications, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our posts. Also head over to darkoburi.com. We've got exclusive figures for sale there. We have our cups, thermoses, mugs, keychains, pins, and car decals. Go check it out. You'll find endless collectible items, and also leave us a comment if you want us to do the unboxing of any other piece. I've also got another one from First 4 Figures that I've been saving for a bit. It's been out for a while now. Let us know which one you'd like us to unbox. And don't forget about the Darko Saludos. If you want us to give you a shout out, leave it in the comments too. And as always, it's the one and only, the truly magnificent Darkoburi. Peace out, everyone. This has been a wonderful experience with Darkoburi. Darkoburi.
Gang.